Hi guys, Miss Spanky here, and I am back with another News to You read aloud. So this week we're going to do it a little differently. I'm not using the same platform that I used to use. I was using Active Inspire, but after talking with a couple of parents, I realized that all of you don't have access to a printer, or if you do, you've used your ink on other things, and so you're just not able to print out things right now. So because of that, I've decided to use Google Slides for our News to You story this week but make it interactive. All right, so here we go. All right, so once you're on the S'more page and you've clicked on the Google Doc link, it'll send you to this page. And as you can see here on our cover page, it says click present for the document to become interactive. So you can either click view and present, and this is what will pop up, or you can just click present right here and you can start the presentation. So here we are. All right, so the name of our News to You story this week is Irwin Family Helps Animals. And so this article was published on April 27th, 2020. All right. So before we even get started with the story, with reading it, we're going to take a look at our communication board. So parents, this can be a great time to pause the video. And if you have this pulled up in a separate tab or in a different link, and if you aren't able to print it, go to this page, have the kiddos look at it, have them talk about what pictures they know, what pictures are interesting to them. So this would be a great time to pause the video and do that. All right, here we go. All right, so this is our first page. Let me move myself so you can see the numbers. All right, so this is page 1. It's our first page. And what are we reading? So the name of our story this week is Irwin Family Helps Animals. So that is the what. That is the title. A famous family helps many wild animals. This family is the Irwin family. We're going to turn the page. Page 2. The Irwin family is from Australia. The Irwin family owns the Australia Zoo. Australia had wildfires in 2019 and 2020, or 2020 as Xander would say. We're going to turn the page. Page 3. The wildfires hurt many animals. The animals included koalas, bilbies, kangaroos, and platypuses. Let's turn the page. The Irwin family wanted to help the animals. So they wanted to help. This is help in sign language. This is help you, help me, or to help. The Irwin family wanted to help the animals. The Irwin family brought animals to the Australia Zoo. The Irwin family helped many animals feel better. So that is the end of our story. Parents, what you can do, you can pause the video and you can go back and read it with them. Or if your kids know some of those sight words, they can attempt to read it with you. Or you can just rewind the video and start it from the beginning and have me read it again. But I'm going to move on to our game page. All right, so here's our game page. And so it says, choose the pictures about Irwin Family Helps Animals. Click on each answer starting on the first row from left to right. So I tried to make the format as similar to the original format that we were using that Unique provides, just so that it looks familiar to the kids and that it's not totally different. However, because this is interactive, when they click on an answer, there will be a screen that either tells them good job or try again. So I'll just show you while we're doing it. But this note at the top, click on each answer starting on the first row from left to right, is really, really important just because of the way that the Google Doc is formatted, the way that I made it. All right, so we're going to look at these pictures and we're going to determine which ones were in our story and what did we read? Irwin family helps animals. So the first one is wild animals. So what we can do, we can go back to our communication board, and that is on slide 2. So we're going to go from slide 2, I think we were on slide 9. Yeah. So from slide 2 to slide 2 is our communication board. So our first one is wild animals. So let's try to look at that. Wild animals. Okay. So I'm going to use my eyes to look. And we're going to scan the field. I'm looking for the picture that had wild animals. And here it is, wild animals. So I'm going to go back to slide 9 and I'm going to click on wild animals. Awesome job. So I'm going to click the arrow to go to the next one. All right, our next picture is family. Family. Did we talk about a family in our story? Well, let's look. Remember, we're on slide 11. We're going to go to slide 2. All right, family. I'm using my eyes to look and scan the field. And here I see family. So I'm going to go back to 11. Let's see. Are we right? I don't know. Yes, good job. And if you did not want to go back and forth, you could always pause the video, go back to your communication board, whether you printed it or if it's in another tab, have the kiddos see if they can find that matching picture, and then come back to the game page. So I was just showing you what you could do, but for the rest of the pictures, I'm just going to click on the answer. I'm not going to go back to the communication board. I'm going to click on the answer and we're going to see if we did a good job or if we need to try again. All right. So we saw that family was in our story, and we saw that wild animals was also in our story. All right, so let's see. Cashier, let me move myself up again. Cashier, was cashier in our story? I don't know. Let's check. No, we have to try again. All right, what about market? Was market in our story? I don't know. Let's look. No, we have to try again. All right, so parents, remember on that first page, it said to click on each answer from left to right, starting at the top row. So you see I started here and went this way, and then I started back down here. That is the way that you should have your kiddos choose the answers, just so that the formatting doesn't mess up for you. I try my best to make it as accessible as possible. And even if the answer is not correct, still have them click on it just so that I can show them that page so that I can generate to the next correct slide. All right, let's look at help. Remember, this is help in sign language, help. Let's click on it. Awesome job. Yep, help was in our story. We have one more, and this is wildfire. Wildfire. Was wildfire in our story? I think so. I remember, if I put on that thinking cap, I remember that our story said that the Irwin family saved animals from wildfires in 2019 and 2020. So I'm pretty sure that wildfire is in our story. So let's click on it. Awesome, very good. And so once you have completed the game page, this is what your page should look like if you were able to do it. If you printed the document. If not, then these are all of the correct answers, and these are the wrong answers, which you would have seen by going through the slides. All right, now I'm going to click here to take me to my review page. All right, question number 1. What is the paper about? Was it about Greta Thunberg and Earth? What is it about Was it about, excuse me, Irwin family helps animals? Or did we read about sharing happiness? All right, now this would be a great time to pause the video and have that discussion with your kiddos. What story did we just read? Was it about Greta Thunberg and Earth, Irwin family helps animals, or sharing happiness? All right, the story that we read this week was about Irwin family helps animals. Let's see if we were correct. Very good. Awesome job. All right, let's go to the next question. Who owns the Australia Zoo? So remember, who? That means we're talking about a person. So which person or what people own the Australia Zoo? Is it the Irwin family? Is it Susan B. Anthony? Or is it Martin Luther King Jr.? This would be another great time to pause the video and see if the kiddos can answer this question on their own. Remember, give them time to scan the field. If you don't feel uncomfortable from the amount of time that you're waiting, then you have not waited long enough. Please do not prompt unless you see the kiddo heading for a wrong answer. Even just let them touch that answer. If it's wrong, then prompt, oh, try again. And those are things that we would normally do, myself and the staff would do in the classroom with them. All right, let's see. I don't know. Well, I know who Susan B. Anthony is, so maybe she owns the Australia Zoo. Let's see. No, she doesn't own it. Hmm. The Irwin family sounds familiar, but so does Martin Luther King Jr. I know who this is. Maybe he owns the Australia Zoo. No, we have to try again. Well, then it has to be the Irwin family. Yeah, because that's the family that was in our story this week. So let's choose the Irwin family. Very good. Awesome job, guys. All right, we have one more question. This is our last question. Now, where did the Irwin family bring animals? Did they bring them to the Australia Zoo? Did they bring them to the International Spy Museum? Or did they bring them to the NASCAR Hall of Fame? Where, that means that's a place. What place did the Irwin family bring the animals? Or you can pause the video and let your kiddos choose that answer. All right, so I'm pretty sure the Irwin family brought animals to the International Spy Museum. Let's see. Oh, no, that's not it. That was a silly answer. I know. The Irwin family brought animals to the Australia Zoo. Very, very good. All right, and this is our think page. So, what is your favorite animal? Is it a koala? Is it a kangaroo? Is it a bilby, a platypus, or something else? What is your favorite animal? My favorite animal is an elephant. I love elephants. If I was in my other platform, I would have typed it in, excuse me, but unfortunately, I don't have access to that while presenting it with Google Slides. So maybe I can show you a picture of an elephant later, but elephants are my favorite animal. Alrighty. And so that is the end of our story and our lesson. But let's go back to our joke pages. I know the kiddos love those. All right, here's our first joke page. Knock, knock. Who's there? Own. Own who? Only a month until summer. That one was okay. Let's look at our next joke page. I have a joke. Tell me. Where do wild animals work out? I don't know. Where? The jungle gym. Now that was a really good one. That was better than the first. But jungle gym like a playground and animals live in the jungle. All right. So again, this week the name of our story was The Irwin Family Helps Animals. This is the Irwin family. And if we look at that communication board, what can we discuss or what can we tell somebody else that we learned from this story this week? So we know that the Irwin family is famous and they live in Australia. But what did they do? What do we know that they did? They helped many wild animals and they brought them to the Australia Zoo. But what did they save them from? They saved all of those animals from a wildfire in both 2019 and 2020. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this story. I will be uploading lots of other resources that go along with this story. So I'll be uploading worksheets that you'll have access to. I'll also be uploading the text and the questions as a PDF so that you can use it, or you can just use the Google Slides that I have that I made. And I will also be adding, or at least trying to add, a virtual zoo trip that kind of fits in the theme of the Irwin family helps animals. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next week for our new News to You story. Bye, guys.